do you stop giving a tour of the room in your description? My name is Jane. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. If this is your first couple of drafts, go ahead and give that tour of the room. It can be extremely helpful for you as the author to like get into the right headspace and to really picture what that space is going to look like. As you move through the revision process, take that big tour of the room. And when we're talking about like a tour of the room, this is where like your character walks into a room and then like in the narrative stops and looks around and describes everything before she then continues on to have the conversation or do whatever it is that she came into the room to do. And obviously, room can be replaced with battlefield, the countryside, like whatever it is that she's doing, wherever she is getting, she's like stopping, describing everything, and then doing the stuff that she needs to do. Go ahead and do that on your first couple of drafts. When it comes time to stop doing that, and you're like, all right, this now is a big block of description. And one of the reasons that you don't want to do this, one, it stops the narrative. Two, it trains your reader into realizing, like, oh, every time we enter a new scene, I can skip over that entire first paragraph because it's just description. Who cares? It's not part of the story. But then your reader is being trained into thinking they can skip a bunch of stuff. Like, there's just this is not great for a bunch of reasons. So then you take that block of text and you break it up. And so as she walks in, her feet pad across the carpeting, and then she sits down on the fuzzy sofa to have this difficult conversation. And as they are talking, rain patters on the window outside, and as they get to the difficult part of the conversation, clouds move and block the sun, and the sunlight is no longer reflecting off the picture frames on the wall, right? So we break that up and the description gets inserted into the story. The more you can do this with your character's perspective, like her perspective, the way she sees the room, she's not going to describe that room in the same way anybody else is. And if you can have her interacting with that room in a way that feels natural, I don't need a character like coming in and like brushing her hands across the couch and then touching the pillows and then sitting down and then rubbing her feet on the carpet. And then like, she doesn't have to like go around and touch every single thing as part of this, but just like interact with the setting in a way that feels natural and normal. And over time, those settings will fill up and your reader will help to fill in some of those gaps. If you give sort of like the high level sense of a living room and that it's cozy and colorful, and she sits down on a couch and it's squishy and soft, does it really matter if it's red or if it's blue? Maybe not. Maybe it does. Maybe that's the detail that you decide to include, but you don't need all of them for us to get a sense of the space that she's working in.